Steve.
Yeah, well, no, I just wanted to mention to you, I went to, a pub near my house recently. I found out that there was a pool hall. You could join, like, a pool club there. I love pool. I like to think of myself as looking a little bit like Paul Newman in The Hustler. When I'm shooting pool. And, I went down there, and I went with my flatmate, and, it's quite a seedy pub, in many respects. There's a lot of weird people in there, like, alcoholics, and...
Why did they go there?
It's strange, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it? Go on.
And, very, very odd people. And, so he's a little bit nervous, and he says, I'm a bit worried, because there's a lot of kind of, there's people from the estate, the nearby council estate, For want of a better word, scum. And, so he's a bit edgy, and, bizarrely, because I so wanted to play pool, I said to him, he went, I'm a bit scared about going in. I went, don't worry, you're with me.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what that means. They're going to think, oh, wait a minute, the 6-foot guy with the lanky guy with the glasses. Yeah. I'm not going to mess with him.
You go there, they take your glasses off and you go, I've lost.
Exactly.
That's it, I'm out of here.
This is why I've never got into a fight, because if my glasses are gone, I'm screwed. That's the first thing
you're really short-sighted, aren't you?
I'd be absolutely done for.
And are you nervous are you sort of like nervous without them?
Whenever you see like a kind of action film or whatever, or maybe like a horror film,
the nerd loses
glasses and he's scrabbling around on the floor whilst the killer coming behind him. That's me.
Really?
Yeah, done for. Absolutely done for.
What did you do when you were at school, when you had to play tennis or football or rugby or something?
Kept them on.
That's dangerous.
Well, of course it is. That's why I was never, as good at rugby as I probably could have been. Because of course you can. How can you play rugby with glasses on? I'm in the scrum going, careful! Your boots! Hello!
Yeah. Never mind me nads.
Exactly.
Watch my glasses!
But, so I went in there, because I used to do judo when I was very young.
Well, that's impossible.
But this is ludicrous.
That must go falling off.
Oh, of course.
What about gaffer tape? Just sort of like round. Yeah.
Well, I bought something like a kind of a sports strap to keep them on, and it just pushed them right into my eyes. I could barely see. I was always blinded. But I swear, when I used to go to judo, I'm sure that the other kids were being taught, right, just knock Steve's glasses off. Knock his glasses off, you can get him.
Dear.
And, so I'm always a bit edgy about fights, but for some reason I felt super confident going in there. I swaggered in, and, into the pool hall, and it's one of those places you've got to sort of knock, it's like a speakeasy, you've got to knock, and they open the door, and you come in. And, I'm in there, and, my
one of those things you slide, like a little letterbox, they slide over, you knock, you open it up, you put your face there, you just knocked your glasses off.
And, so I went in there, and, in a way, my flatmate was justified in being a little bit edgy, because, the conversation we could overhear, the table next to us, we were playing pool, the guy next to us was going, yeah, of course, the bloody police. Spent Boxing Day in the Nick. Absolute nightmare.
You're getting nervous.
So I was getting a little bit edgy, because I didn't know, but then I thought, they don't mess with their own. We're almost like gangsters ourselves, because we're there in the Lion's Den, do you know what I mean? We'll probably be fine. So then, there's just an old guy serving at the bar, in his 50s, and some guys go over to the jukebox, some young kids, they're just hanging out in the pool hall, they're pretty cool. They put some money in the jukebox, and in first track, Coldplay. Fine, I'm thinking that's nice, I'm playing pool. Second track, hardcore German techno. and they put in about 50 quid's worth, it seemed, because it just went on. Really thumping, kind of like gabba stuff. Old guy at the bar, just nodding his head, cleaning the glass.
Yeah.
So into this...
Piano player, furious.
Exactly. Into this comes, like, what appear to be a family of holidaymakers with kids. So they've entered this, like, seedy pool hall. We've got, the Cray twins playing pool next to me. They come in, the German techno's blaring. They come in, and there's, like, kids, and they've got the baby in one of those little pouches, and they sit down, and, the weirdest thing was one of the guys, the uncle, let's say, of the family, he picked up the kid, and he was about to put the baby down in a chair, and I thought, hang on, that's quite a hard-backed chair. And as he did it, the baby's head just went and hit the back of the chair, and just flipped back and hit the back of the chair, because he just lumped it down. And it started screaming, crying, and the, teenagers were rocking to that, they loved it. And he came over, and it was transparent what had happened, and the mum was going, what's happened? The baby's crying. And he went, I don't know what happened. And I wanted to lean over and go, you lying swine! You know what happened? You just hear yourself. I wanted to go, just take her aside and say, never let him handle your baby again.
No, the head was wobbling around, he put it on that heavy, I could see it coming.
I don't know, who knows, you might turn out like Karl now.
That's a point.
But what do you do in those situations? Do you...
Well, I'm assuming by the way you're taking it lightly, the baby wasn't hurt in any way, just made his... Well then...
But it was still a bit...
You keep out of it, don't you? What are you gonna do? Call the authorities and go, it was him?
Yeah. But, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to name the place in case I get knifed.
I imagine you trying to swagger it when you overheard him talking about the neck. I imagine you know him go, yeah, pigs. Sorry? Yeah, I hate the pigs as well. No, I'm a lawyer. I was down there going, oh yeah, sure. Oh dear.
But, I'll be going back there. I feel like I'm
that's it. I mean, I've told you before, Steve, stay away from working class people and bad men in trainers. Because, you know, you hang on with ne'er-do-wells and you're going to get your glasses knocked off.
That's true.
Fella who, was in a coma for 20 years. Just, they kept, like, taking him through, like, the normal day. They take him to Alton Towers and stuff. Doesn't know anything about it, just kept going through the motions. Don't know if they kept charging him. Kept putting him through all that. He eventually came out of it. 20 years.
And went, stop taking me to Alton Towers, it's shit!
I just thought, imagine how much post he had.
Eh?
How much post?
Oh,
Did you read about that guy in the paper, Carl? He, sorry, on the internet. He in about, I think it was about 1984, 85, he had a terrible car accident.
But this must be it.
He went into a coma.
This must be what he's talking about.
Well, they didn't take him to Alton Towers.
Of course they didn't. But you've got to try and decipher the truth from the conjecture, from the thing that I mean, don't forget, Carl says, realises that he's had a dream. He talks to Susanna, goes, that was good, wasn't it, last night we were in the plane? She goes, no, that's a dream. He goes, oh yeah, where's my car? Thanks. You got to, you know what I mean, I can now decipher what he's actually seen, what he's read.
Well, go on, what did you...
Well, I'm assuming it's the same guy.
It is the same guy.
It was a guy in some small American town, and he'd had a car crash and he'd gone into a coma, and his wife had left him. She'd gone on with her life because he'd been in a coma since then. And he had just woken up recently.
Marriage wasn't working.
Marriage wasn't working. He just wasn't paying enough attention. He actually had, she was pregnant at the time, and so now his daughter is basically the same age as he was when he went into the coma. And he's just started coming around, he's just started making jokes. They said, how do you feel? He said horny, which I thought was quite witty for a man who'd been in a coma for however many years. But anyway, yeah, so he's slowly trying to rebuild what life he can.
That's
what do you make of that though? Because the thing is that he's missed. Imagine what he's missed, Carl. Imagine the music that he's missed.
Live
the TV
Aid.
programs.
Missed Live Aid.
Live Aid. He missed
Phil Collins playing in 2 continents in one day.
Which, frankly, I'd be devastated if I discovered that.
Missed Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't. So he'd put on ripped jeans and they go passe.
They just have to send him a series of those I Love 1986
Exactly.
programs with Kate Thornton filling him in on what he's
Exactly. Peter Kay reminding him of space operas.
Yeah,
he remembers
Richard Blackwood
those.
talking rubbish.
Yeah. So
extraordinary though, isn't it, Carl, to think? No, obviously
So,
not.
had he aged much? Because he hadn't had any problems or anything, no worries.
well,
Is
he
that
probably wouldn't have, physiologically, he probably wouldn't have the wear and tear of a 43-year-old man.
Was that a good
Because
kid?
he wouldn't have had sun, he wouldn't have had sort of nicotine, beer.
Unless they were just feeding that to him.
Yeah, anyway,
to try and
still,
bring him round.
yeah, yeah. So
You'd feel groggy though, wouldn't you?
yeah, you might feel a bit groggy. Yeah.
Well, he's not fully back to normal. I mean, there'll be some kind of residual brain damage.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, he can form sentences. He's got no real memory, so he can't remember a lot of things.
It was just when I saw
Carl,
it.
have you been in an accident?
Coming up is one of Carl's little film things where he puts himself into a film. It's his favourite film. It's Kes. Enjoy it. I love the fact that in pole position, in positions 1 and 2 of his favourite films of all time, is The Elephant Man and Kes.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right. Am I leaving the mics open a bit when this is going out? or what?
Yeah, let's have a listen.
Yeah. All right. So don't talk then, right?
Just put that hot dog down, Rick.
And this is the bit in Kes where it's the teacher and he gets up and he has to
Glover.
talk.
What's his name? Is it Brian Glover?
No.
No.
No, it's
What's
the other teacher.
The other one.
Anyway.
All right, go on.
All right. So here we go.
Things that had actually happened. I've got another one. What about you, Casper? Casper!
All right.
All right?
All right.
You haven't been listening to a word I've said, have you?
Yeah, I heard some of it. Yeah, you
Some of it?
just...
Stand up. Always somebody, isn't there, eh? Right, now you're going to tell us a story about yourself.
What sort of story?
I want you to think of an incident that's happened to you sometime in the past that is true and that you think will interest the rest of the class. All right?
Right. What about, I work on a radio show at the weekend.
Well, are you going to tell us about it?
I'll just do, it's 2 hours, and it's with Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, and just sort of play music and, you know, tell stories and stuff.
What kind of stories?
Well, whatever. Like last week it was science. We were talking about this lad who was growing a knob on his arm, so it's weird. It's tricky, sir, because like with Ricky, he gets bored quick and he won't listen to the stories, and he'll start squeezing my head.
All right, I'm not interested in what he does.
That isn't normal, is it, sir, that? I mean, it sure is a bit gay.
Is he?
Just messes about, though, do you know what I mean? I try and, like, come up with good stuff, like monkey news and, like, quizzes and stuff, but then he'll just, you know, Ricky will just mess about. I mean, on Saturday he did it again, he squoze me head.
How do you spell that?
Squoze. S-Q...
Are you going to show us on the board? This is a new word to me.
Squoze is S-Q-U-O-Z-E.
Right, now tell us what it is.
It's when he gets me head and he puts one hand on the back of it, right? And he puts the other hand on the front of it and he just sort of swivels it.
Swivel, right down the
Oh, swivel's not it's spelled S-W-I-V-R.
How many times a day?
How many times a day does he swells it? It depends what time he gets in. If he gets in about 12:30, he could get a good 3 in. But I think, you know, I don't really want to talk about.
Well enough, don't you? Well done, Billy. Big hand of applause.
That is, the effort.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the best thing you've ever done, Carl.
Remember once, right? I don't know if I should talk about this really, but
Well, that means you should, so go on.
Go on.
oh yeah, right. We went to Tenerife, right, one year. And I was still living in Manchester.
I'm scared now.
Yeah, I don't
why
know
you
what's
said that. I'm
going
actually scared.
I'm thinking about Suzanne, but she's
Well,
working.
I don't want to know anything about Suzanne,
Come
to be
on, no,
honest.
but
If
come on,
it's-
Because it
Go on.
involves me more.
Let's
Go
hear
on,
the story.
go
But
on.
I'm just explaining to you that I don't like being nude.
Yeah.
Go on.
So you're in Tenerife.
In Tenerife, right? Didn't have much money. Stayed in this apartment that wasn't that nice, right? Had cockroaches in it and stuff, right? Didn't have much money to go out at night. So we're in this sort of death trap of an apartment, right?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so when I was younger, right, had a bit more energy. So
Sounds like
He's
he's
30.
80, I know.
so you know, start having it away a bit.
It's a joy.
Beautiful.
It's
so,
go
yeah.
on, yeah. I've been here till I love it. Go on.
Right, so, you know, doing what I do, right?
Yeah.
Someone starts banging on the door. So Suzanne
Everyone's
says,
at it. Right, so you mean knocking on the door? Right, okay.
knocking on the door, right? So Suzanne said, you better get it. So I said, well, I can't get it now, can I? I'll have to wait a bit. Right. I can't go to the door.
Go on.
So the banging's getting louder.
Yeah,
Someone at the door.
yeah.
And she's like, hurry up, it must be important. I'm like, in a minute. Just... So anyway,
I don't want to know
I stick...
anymore.
We'll leave it.
No,
No.
come on, finish the story.
Open the door. It's a fireman. So I just stick my head round, and he's going, you'll have to get out. The building's on fire. Right? So I'm like, in a minute.
Sorry, you weren't still having sex at this point?
No, but, you know,
Right.
still sort of got to wait a minute, or I can't get my pants on.
Oh, Carl, I wish I'm so sorry.
Right, go on.
To the
So
listener.
now
So
the place is burning down.
So it could be a serious big fire going on.
Yeah.
I'm sort of waiting. You can hear people sort of screaming and that, panicking.
Is that because the door's open and you're nude?
The fireman's saying, will you get out, will you get out? I'm saying, in a minute.
Right.
And Suzanne was saying, you know, think of something that's not sexy.
Sure.
So I was thinking of people, you know, thinking maybe down in a fire might sort of calm you down.
Yeah.
Then the fireman said, we need a big pole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure, go on.
But what I'm saying is, that, to me, I wouldn't have wanted to go out and be safe. over, do you know what I mean, over being naked. I don't like walking about without on. So what I'm saying is, even if that fire...
I love the idea of everyone huddled in there with all the firemen. It just, the camera's pans along and it's Carl.
Yeah, a local news report.
Naked. With still...
But would
standing
you have gone out, we're now on...
But why do I have to go out with now on? I'll just grab a pair of jeans.
Alright, but you've just, you know...
What?
There's a fire, Carl!
Yeah, but
See, not everyone looks at men's packets. That's only you, remember. Most of the other firemen wouldn't be going, oh, look at him.
But what I'm interested in is
he's pleased to see us.
Carl, how long did it take, and did the thought of dying in a fire help?
After a bit, but the fireman sort of had a go at me.
Sure.
What do you mean?
Well, he wasn't happy that I was dawdling.
Well, to be fair...
But what can you do?
Answers on a postcard. To the usual address, XFM, care of Leicester Square.
Well, let's just get these right.
Let's play a record, let's have Rockbusters and Monkey News.
We don't have time for
afterwards.
Monkey News.
We'll squeeze them in.
Wow.
Right. Well, we got so much to get through
Well,
with
that's
this
all right,
show.
let me just get this. I don't quite understand. You were given a gift, and the gift was a golfing day of golf.
Yeah, for my Christmas present, part of my Christmas present from Jane, a night away, 2 rooms, 2 rounds of golf, dinner for 2, right?
But not with her, I noticed.
Well, she doesn't play. No, she knew. No, it was a present. They were playing golf. It was a golf event. She doesn't play golf, so I had to choose someone to take away. It's all right. It wasn't a romantic meal.
No, but that was my immediate thought. I was.
Yeah. Me and Carl just getting in there in the jacuzzi together.
It just sounds like an excuse for Jane to have a day off from you. But you don't play golf, Jane. I know. Go.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
A bowling ball with my name on it. So chose Carl, obviously. We went. It was a great day, wasn't it? Brilliant round of golf. Absolutely brilliant. Such a beautiful place in Stoke Poges. It's like a really posh place.
And are you a good golf player?
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Well, he bought the shoes especially for it.
Oh, I'd love to see him in those little shoes.
I know, and they were no good because they were metal spikes. We had to change them. He was annoyed straight away. He spent over £22 on these golf shoes. We hired a buggy that was brilliant fun. I was bombing along, wasn't I? I don't drive, but it was great on that buggy. Well, you've been on a buggy with me, and you were a bit scared.
Yeah.
What? I nearly killed us once. I was just taking banks and things, but you don't see sort of bunkers, and he'd scream and go, stop! And he'd put his foot down the brake, and then I reversed.
At one point he sort of did a handbrake turn next to the lake, and then we had to reverse, right? And you just flick a switch and put your foot down. He did that without looking. I looked behind, there's a big oak tree there.
He screams, watch the tree, right? So...
Dukes of Hazzard.
I kept jumping in and leaving him behind because I had to go to my ball. Anyway, so the first shot, I got on my driver. I honestly did one of the best shots I've ever done. It went straight down. It was great. I thought, phew, got away with that because it's always the first one because it's a clubhouse and you want to look good. Yeah. So. He tees up, right? And I've been saying, buy some balls. He just got 6 balls. I was going, what if you lose me? I want these 6 balls, right? He tees up, right? Whacks it. It goes miles, like, right angles, straight into the woods, right? He turns around and he goes, go and buy some more balls. So I'm laughing, because it's, like, impolite to laugh, but he broke the ice for me, and I was falling around. And then his second shot, I go, you're off for 3 now. If you take another shot, he went, oh, right. So it's his third shot. He puts the ball down. He hits the ground before it and misses the ball altogether. And I was on my back, wasn't I? Unbelievable.
Actually rolling about on his back.
And we were terrible. I went round 107, he went round in like 119 or something. Sure. It was just rubbish.
How long did it take?
5 hours.
Of course.
And there was no one around, luckily. But it was fantastic. So then we go and have our meal. What annoys me, I said, right, I'll go for a run. He went, I'll have a bath. I said, I'll see you at 7:45. At 7:55, I have to call him. He's not ready, so he's let me down there. I can't stand lateness or laziness.
You hate lateness.
Yeah, and he's let me down. Do you know his excuse? He fell asleep in the bath because there was no light bulb.
There's no light bulb in the bathroom.
So
you
instantly he fell asleep, and he was late.
No, do you know what I mean though, Steve? If you're sort of like nice and warm and what have you, I was tired anyway. I've been stressed out for 4.5 hours, right? My life flashed in front of me a few times in that buggy. So it's all sort of wears you down a bit. I thought, right, I've got a headache. You're going for your run. I'm gonna have a bath. I walk in, put the light on. For some reason, it didn't come on, but I thought it's all right. I'll just, you know, doesn't matter. You can have a bath in the
It's
dark.
summer, so it's light anyway.
Well,
So.
there's no windows in the bathroom, so yeah.
So you were in the darkness.
So I'm in the darkness. I nod off because I'm shattered. He calls up, asking me. So I said, well, I won't. You know, it doesn't normally take that long for me because, you know, I haven't got like long hair. I've got a dryer and I can sort of one wipe.
Yeah, he's already 10 minutes late though when I called.
Well, 10 minutes.
10
10 minutes.
lateness is lateness. Next.
Doesn't matter. Dinner wasn't until 15:15, so we had like another 20 minutes anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but we said 1:45.
So he's calling up, hurry up, hurry up. So I said, yeah, all right. So I get out. And drying like my tackle and what have you. Calls back again 30 seconds later.
You know.
No, I don't. You know, I don't like that.
Not gonna do that. No.
You better wipe. 30 seconds later, come on! So I end up going downstairs to the meal area.
Naked.
With a wet shirt on and wet socks. I've got headache as it is. Meant to be a relaxing weekend.
But anyway, so we have our meal, which is really nice. And then we're sitting in the bar. I'm having a cigar by the fire.
Yeah.
Like, we're having a rather nice Pinot Grigio.
Yeah.
He's there going, I've got a headache.
Is this 1955 that you live in?
It's so right. We are knackered because you know he's not used to work. I've seen him moaning, falling asleep. He's not used to it at all.
And you've been on your feet for over half an hour.
Yeah, right. So yeah, we didn't even walk around the golf course. We had a buggy.
Yeah.
Wasn't even exercise. So we get onto conversations. He's talking about. He's asking me stuff about evolution. Tell me that. Why the giraffe? What's that rubbish about the giraffe getting a long neck? I said, well, it didn't try and get a long neck. It was selected. And he said, but why would evolution do that? I went, well, you think that evolution didn't do anything? There's not this consciousness, there's not this will that a giraffe has to stretch its neck to reach the leaves. One had a long enough neck to survive and pass it in. He was going, yeah, but why did evolution? This isn't. But by the way, this isn't the most stupid thing. This is warming up. This is about 9:15. Right? He said, why didn't evolution make a giraffe good at carpentry so it could build a ladder?
Right. Yeah. Okay. No. All right.
Okay. So he's thinking around it. He's trying to pick holes in evolution.
Yeah.
We get on to. I said, well, things are. I said, we can see the speed of evolution in lower life forms like bacteria, viruses. They evolved, and that's why soon we won't have an antibiotic that can kill some certain bacterial strains. And he said, and this was about 11:30. Then I said, I'm going to bed. Right? He said, in the future, they reckon that you'll be able to wake up and eat a yogurt you can have a chat with.
It's just that today I'm a bit tired, right? That's one thing.
Why are you a bit tired?
I just haven't been sleeping, right?
Why not?
I don't know. I've got a lot going on in my head.
Oh, this would be like The Simpsons. If we could actually look in there, there would be two monkeys grooming now.
Plus, you've been talking about like stuff that I can't relate to and that. So I'm
writing poetry,
like what?
reading books.
you know,
What?
doing poetry and stuff. I never did any of that.
What did you do?
Well, at school they didn't bother. They tried to get us to write more, right?
Right.
By
Giving you a pen?
well, they used to give us these school diaries,
Yeah.
little red book, and it was a way that they kept an eye on what you were doing out of school hours.
Right.
So some kids would write down, you know,
Stole a bike.
yeah,
Burnt a
what
house down?
Yeah.
But when I was at school, around that sort of 12 age, I didn't get up to much. You have no money, there's nothing you can do. So every night it was the same thing. I'd get home, and I'd have to go to the shop, right, and get some potatoes and some bread every night, right. And I kept taking this into school.
Sorry, what was it? Dublin in the 17th century?
Yeah.
What do you mean every day you went to the shops and got potatoes and bread?
That's kind of what I had to get all the time. That's what we had.
Why? What did you have? Chip sandwiches?
Yeah.
Right.
And,
So you went to the you went there
So I kept
with your hoop
putting
and
that.
stick.
Yeah.
I kept putting that in the diary, you know, every night saying went to U-Phase. That was the name of the shop. Yeah.
What is it called?
U-Phase,
What is it? You or you?
like H-U-G-H. Phase.
H-U-G-H, yeah. Oh, that was his name?
U-Phase, right?
Right.
Used
Yeah.
to go there. get the potatoes and
Bread.
and that.
I love the fact someone who's named a shop after themselves. I'm not going to say what we sell. It's named after me or nothing, or I'm not opening.
Mainly potatoes and bread. White sliced loaves, King Edward's.
And the teacher used to always say, just write something different in there, make something up. Because, like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, all the way through to Friday, every night, it was just, went to you phase.
Went to you.
So you sort of, you
Are you sure it wasn't an advert? Sure he wasn't paying you to say, get my name in the book?
Yeah.
The only time that it changed, and she said, oh, that's made it a bit more interesting, was when it was my birthday and I had to buy a cake.
Potatoes and a cake.
And she said, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That was my 13th birthday. My mum said, I got home from school, she said, oh, you're 13 today. Teenager, big turnover. Go and get a cake.
That's your experience of writing.
No, what?
Well,
no, that's your experience of your 13th birthday. Oh, by the way, you're 13 today, go and get a cake.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Big surprise? Was it a big surprise?
Yeah.
yeah, that is brilliant. I love it.
That's the only sort of writing.
What,
Yeah.
and they never asked you to write essays or stories?
Did you
anything?
never write a story or a poem or a...
The stories I did earlier on were, you know, you made them up, but it was that thing that I'd always end them with, and an alarm went off and it was all a dream.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. But they didn't, I mean, it was a bit of a...
I bought some potatoes and some bread, then I woke up and it was all a dream.
Then I went to shops and bought some potatoes and bread. But did you ever do anything that write about an adventure when you were a spaceman, or you were you were a cowboy, or no?
All the teachers, like, had scams going on, so, like, in English, right, you'd go in there and the teacher would say, right, what we're doing today is, got a load of brochures from Thomson, but they say, like, 1983 on the front, so I've got a load of stickers here that say 1984. Let's see how many you can do in half an hour.
You are joking.
Did you go to school with Oliver Twist?
Sorry, you are joking.
I'm not, that's what they did. So the teacher must have been getting, like, a freebie or something for helping them out. Honestly, yeah, that's what it was.
That is fantastic.
They were all at it. all
They were all...
Other than Mr. Fagan, you had...
Yeah. And then when they saw Karate Kid, they had every kid washing their car going, wax on, wax off, hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm teaching you something. Wax on, wax off, paint the fence.
So I'm just saying, you know, that's why I'm a bit quiet, because you're talking about stuff I can't
relate to.
And why didn't you sleep last night?
I haven't slept well since I was about 12. Do you sleep well, Steve?
But wait, you can't let that go! I haven't slept well since I was 12. What do you mean?
Do you know, like, a proper... I used to love going to bed as like a kid.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, oh, am I going to sleep tonight? And I sort of wake up about 4 times.
Right.
Whereas when you're a kid, I remember really loving, like, going to bed. There was one time where I actually laughed myself to sleep because I couldn't believe me luck.
Is something wrong with him? What do you mean you laugh yourself?
Have you ever had it when you're really tired and you get in bed and the pillows feel
it's all cold. Yeah.
and it's like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
And it happened twice. Once when I just went to bed and I was really looking forward to it, and also when I helped my dad out once, like, through the night. He worked at this paper company, right? And I helped him out, and I got in at about 4 in the morning with him. Got in bed, and I just was like, I was laughing my head off. I had to put the pillow over my head because I couldn't believe me luck. Like, I was like, oh, this is great. This. I'm going to sleep.
I just have to say, life up north is so extraordinary.
No, but you must be the easiest kid in the world to please. No wonder she knew she could just go get a cake. It's sort of like, what was he expecting me to say? He were expecting an extra hour in bed, but we got him cake as well.
Go to bed
love
without
that.
any supper. Brilliant.
Brilliant, yeah. Your own bed. How long was it before you got your... What did you used to do before? Just some straw in the corner?
No, it's just that thing of when you're really tired and...
And do you ever do this with Suzanne, though? Do you ever laugh yourself to sleep with her?
No, that's what I mean.
She can't sleep because you're chuckling away.
I don't know what's up with me. I've got a lot going on.
What do you mean you've got a lot going on?
I don't know. I was talking to the security bloke before saying, do you sleep? Have you got much going on in your head and stuff? And I don't know.
No, he wasn't insulted by that, I'm sure. Going up to someone and going, have you got a lot going on in your head? That is brilliant.
It worries me. It's interesting that your lack of sleep coincides with the diaries and the writing of the bread and potato story every day. I don't know if once you had that responsibility.
Why don't you every night go to Hugh Faye's, get some bread and potatoes, you don't have to eat them, then go to bed, and I think you'll be chuckling yourself to sleep in no time.
Talking about jobs and that, though, I was reading the other day about, like, you know, rubbish jobs that people have had and
I
stuff.
haven't got time when I'm at work, man. I just get on with it. I'm not squiddly diddly. Fingers in pies, different jobs, go on.
Do you know Ivor the Terrible?
Ivan.
He,
His Russian, yeah, that was the Welsh fella. It was bloody awful, but not as bad as his Russian cousin. Ivan, go on.
he had a fella doing some work for him, right? This fella built his house. After it was done, right, the terrible fella was like,
Fella Ivan.
he was going, "Oh, it's brilliant. You've done a good job there.
Yeah.
I don't want you to build another one like that." Took his eyes out. Just stopped him making an house like that. Yeah.
Blimey.
That's bad, isn't it?
Why didn't he take away his trowel? Then he could have seen that he couldn't have built a house without a trowel. You can't build a house without a trowel.
Yeah.
I suppose he probably later thought that once he'd been nicknamed Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah.
He thought, why? Because you gouge people's eyes out.
Yeah, but I didn't want to build another house.
I know, but
Take his trowel away. What would I have been then? Ivan the Crafty at most.
exactly, yeah.
Ivan the Jealous, you know, Ivan the spoilt brat. But
Yeah.
Ivan, gouge someone's
terrible
eyes.
is
That is bloody terrible. I'm surprised you're not called Ivan the... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're going to go down in history like with Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
He's mainly remembered for impaling people.
Yeah, he did a lot of other stuff.
Did a load of great charity work he did.
The
Not
impaling
remembered.
is the thing that's really
Yeah.
gone down in history. When were you reading about Ivan the Terrible?
No, it's just
or
little
Ivor
stories.
the Terrible is the thing you remembered from this informative article.
No, it was just little bits like that. Talking about him, there was a thing about someone who worked for that fella who painted the ceiling.
Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, there
Okay.
was a thing. A woman who worked for him in his house, and
I love how you assimilate information when it's just bordering on the academic, or just the interesting and true. It's wonderful. Ivor the Terrible gouged someone's eyes out 'cause built him an house. That fella who painted that ceiling had a woman work for him. Imagine if you wrote that down in an essay. Imagine if you wrote that in a school essay.
Well, you'd probably end up with not getting a grade or...
or thinking you turned up to more than you had.
Exactly. Anyway, the
Go
woman
on.
who lived with...
Yeah, the woman who lived in the shoe. Go on.
yeah, there was this woman who lived with him, and she used to, like, you know, go out and do all this shopping and that.
Yeah.
But because she couldn't read or write, he used to have to draw everything that he wanted.
Why couldn't you just tell her?
I don't know.
No, but no, wait. That's an excellent point. Could she talk?
Yeah, but if it's a big list and that, loads of different coloured paints.
But why
and
couldn't
stuff.
she draw on a piece of paper? Why did he have to do it?
Because he's a better drawer, isn't he?
That's the point. That's it. That is. We were just looking for the logic of the story. You found
You
it.
done it. Play a record.
Isn't it time that we do our usual roundup of what's been happening in the news?
Yeah,
Which
come
we
on.
always do every week.
Yeah.
We always do something, which is, I mean, basically, if you're listening and you're a new listener, say you work at a newspaper, we always try to be informative, just try and put stuff out there that just educates people, informs
What are you
people.
thinking? Well, I said Monkey News is coming up, but what have you got?
No, I was just looking on the net there and just found a couple of quite important news stories, probably worth mentioning. Policeman caught photographing. I don't know why it makes me laugh. It's just the phrasing, I suppose. It's a headline. Policeman caught photographing up woman's skirt.
No, he wasn't up there taking a picture of Big Ben. He wasn't going, can I just sit up here? I'm just going to take a picture of that seagull over there.
No.
He was facing the camera up a woman's skirt.
He was indeed.
Right.
A policeman in Japan is facing disciplinary measures after he was caught photographing up a woman's skirt with a hidden camera while on duty. The 42-year-old sergeant, who's not been named, used a digital camera to secretly snap the shots when the woman was reporting a stolen bicycle.
So he was actually...
He was actually doing his proper job. He'd obviously thought to himself, I'll bring him a digital camera today. On the off chance a beautiful woman comes in to report a crime or robbery, I'll have it ready, I'll have it positioned, you know,
Yeah.
in such a way. But this is interesting. This is how he got caught. Okay? The woman became suspicious after she saw a flash go off.
Brilliant.
I mean, this
Not
Molly-
a secret at all.
Sorry, did I just see your shoe? Your shoe just seemed to just spring into life there. It was light. There was light.
Yeah, I
in your
think
shoe,
I'd had
wasn't
someone set fire to some magnesium that was on the end of it. It won't
it's
happen
only,
again.
Well, it's only you and I in here, and your shoe was just suddenly lit.
Why are you standing like that? Why is your shoe just sort of like between my feet?
There's no reason. This is
There's
how
no
I
reason.
always stand.
What did the bike look like? Flash? So, are you taking pictures of my family?
No. And no, I'm not. And you should be wearing knickers anyway.
Well, how do you know that?
What?
How did you know I'm not?
How did I know what?
I'm not wearing any.
I didn't know you. I don't know what you've got up there.
Well,
I don't know what it looks like, and there's no way I could. Of course, it would be roughly that conversation in Japanese.
I know. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you just mentioned there about sort of no knickers and that.
Is this going to be your Auntie Nora?
No.
Right.
It's just, you know, like the last flat that I lived in, I always had a good view across the road and I could see, it was the hairy,
There was the hairy
well,
Chinese.
not the hairy Chinese kid, he was just a Chinese kid, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running
Because
about.
that's rare, isn't it? Hairy Chinese kids are very rare, isn't it?
yeah.
There's only one official sighting, isn't there? In one of those shit little magazines that you buy.
And there was the old woman who didn't move, she was just sat there reading a book all the
who
time.
we
wasn't
think possibly died and no one came round for weeks,
Might have been. But, and now I've moved, right? And it was quiet for a bit. I always look at what view I'm getting, right? Looks across and it was just sort of empty, sort of flats ready for people to move in and that, right? Anyway, people are in there now, right? And they've put all the furniture in, but I haven't put any curtains up.
Oh.
Right. So anyway, I'm sort of washing up, just having a look out the window.
Yeah.
Right. Girl sort of wandering about, you know, knickers on. Right.
With no knickers on.
You mean
No
naked?
knickers. Well, she had a bra on.
Right, okay.
But,
She's
no
probably
knickers.
looking for a knickers.
So I thought, oh. And I don't know how long I was looking.
No.
Right. But anyway, she looks across.
Oh, God.
I think she spotted me.
Yeah.
I think, oh, God. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
I said to Suzanne,
Sorry, is this some sort of Peeping Tom confession?
No idea.
well, it's not, that's the thing though.
Peepington.
If I was peeping, she was peeping as well, because she was looking over. Works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, all she could see of you was your bald head.
Yeah.
No, but
And your
this
hands
is it.
moving as you were washing up. And some white-looking substance frothing up.
Particularly stubborn stain on this glass.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Imagine that. Imagine if she looked across. I'm assuming the sink is lower than the window.
But didn't she just cover up or something? Or she looked back and go, oh, you're looking at my fanny?
Well, the thing I did,
What?
I thought, oh, just sort of drop me boxer shorts. Because I
What?
thought, well, Suzanne said, what are you doing?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, just so they can see me cheeks of me.
What are you talking about?
No, because I thought, if she thinks I'm walking about in the nude as well, then we've both got something out of it.
Carl!
This sounds like a bad excuse in court.
I know.
So sorry, you were looking at a woman dancing around naked, right? So the only thing you could do was immediately drop your boxer shorts.
So she looked across, saw you fully clothed, saw you took your
No,
boxers
she wouldn't have done, because it's sort of just the top half and the sink's at a side angle, so I was sort of looking out.
So
This
she
is
wouldn't
genius.
so she wouldn't have seen your trousers then anyway.
No, she did. I moved in front of the window more.
So you then made them. You actually climbed in front of the window.
Oh, this is amazing!
So you climbed in front of the window to show off
No,
your
it wasn't
your naked
obvious.
lower half.
Suzanne said, what are you doing? And I
I
said,
bet she did.
What are you looking at?
I sent you in here to
What
clean
are
up.
you doing? I'm just taking my trousers down, stand over the window. Why? Because there's a naked woman across the road. What do you think I'm doing, Suzanne? I'm exposing myself while looking at some free fanny.
leave it.
What's up with you, Suzanne?
Anyway,
Wait a minute, can I just check? A final question. What did the woman across the way... What happened? What was her
I
reaction?
didn't look again. I just thought, you've seen a bit of action as well. We're both happy. Let's leave it.
Brilliant.
So were you waddling around like a penguin with your trousers around your
I
ankles?
just was walking about, and Suzanne said, what are you doing? I said, I'll explain to you in a bit, but don't look out the window, because then it's
Excellent.
obvious.
Then he sees that she calls her husband to look at Carl walking around naked. He goes, oh, she's got a... Quick, Suzanne, get him out. There's only one with him. Get some more friends. They've gone one more.
Yeah. See, you know the sort of things I find incredible.
Go on.
Mirrors. Shiny objects.
Kettles. Yeah. Oh, God.
Well, listen, remember the time when I tell you about the baby that had a baby?
The baby that had a baby.
The baby that had a baby.
Yeah.
It's happened again.
No, it hasn't.
Well, it didn't happen the first time.
It was in the papers, I think, on Monday, in all the tabloids.
So it's a twin where one has grown and the other one is still at a fetal level.
No, it wasn't, though. It had grown. He was saying to his mum...
Who was saying to his mum?
The little kid, he was 7 years old. And he kept saying... Yeah. Yeah, he was pregnant.
And he was pregnant?
Yeah. I know.
What do you mean?
And he was saying to his mum, oh, God, I don't feel well. And, like, his belly was all swollen, and they thought he'd just been eating cake or whatever. And he was saying, I can feel something moving about, and they were like, stop messing about, there's nothing wrong with you. Eventually, I think he was in gym at school.
In Jim? What, Jim was pregnant with him? Oh, no, it was like a Russian doll.
He was at school, right, just about to do sit-ups or whatever they do at school, right? And
flew out across the room.
Teacher goes, you're a bit fat.
You look a bit pregnant.
And so best to the doctors, took him, said, you're 7 years pregnant, or something like that.
What?
What do you mean? What? Or something like that?
You're 7 years pregnant.
Or something like that.
You say to the doctor, Carl, why don't you think about what you say before you say it?
See the reaction I get. Now, the gazelle, I didn't get excited like that.
7 years pregnant.
Send it in. If someone's online at the moment, just having a look around, it happened on Monday or Tuesday. Because I told you at the pub quiz, didn't I, Steve? I said to you, I know the baby's had a baby.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, whatever.
Well, I just thought you were talking nonsense as ever.
Well, we'll find out.
You're 7 years pregnant.
Yeah.
You're a fool. Play a record.
Don't want people to be thinking we're sort of taking the mick out of anyone.
No.
Right? Because we're not about that. I feel that, like, I can do a little bit of it because I work with you, Steve.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
It gives me that right.
It's like a care worker. Yeah, I understand.
Well, it's like that thing of you can't be homophobic because I've got a couple of gay mates and stuff.
Sure.
I think it sort of gives me that edge.
Yeah.
Right?
So you're not freakophobic because you work with Steve?
No, that's right, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay,
Well, by that token, I should be able to sort of slag off, the mentally ill.
What do you mean?
At least mentally handicapped.
Now there's a term you don't hear very often. In 2003, there was the
The mentally handicapped. Isn't that what it was?
I don't know where to start.
But
I'd
mean,
like to apologise for the Lady Diana stuff, the term mentally handicapped, and any inadvertent racism that we may have stumbled
What's
over.
the actual term then? Is it retarded?
Right,
come on now.
Oh, chimpanzee that!
Monkey news, earlier than usual.
I'll have to save this link now. Monkey news. We've done a lot of stuff, right, on monkeys, and most of it has been
Is bollocks.
no, has been like happy stories.
Oh, is this it's not. Is this going to be like our tune? Our monkey tune. Simon Bates, and welcome to our monkey tune.
No,
Go on.
but do you know what I mean? We've done stuff about a monkey that robbed a bank.
Yeah. Why is that happy?
He had a great life after that. Right.
What, in Marbella?
Yeah. Right. We did the one who saved someone's handbag in a railway station.
We've had a lovely marriage, couple of marriages.
Couple of marriages.
Couple of monkey marriages.
Yeah,
There was the one who got a job in a railway station.
yeah. The hairdresser.
The one who set up a business in Spain.
I don't even remember that one.
that one either.
But, I'm willing to believe that happened. Go on then, Carl.
But anyway, yeah. So today's isn't that happy really. It's about some monkey. I think it was a chimp.
Who's an ape? Go on.
It tried to. I mean, the story sets off at a sort of a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's something about he went to Russia to do some business.
What are you talking about, Carl? I don't.
It jumped past that bit though. It didn't start there.
What?
Do you know what I mean? It didn't tell you what he was doing. It just said, "There's this monkey. He went to Russia
To do some business.
I know.
do some stuff.
I don't know.
Bit of monkey business." And anyway, didn't work out.
So, they were furious. We wanted a surgeon. You send us a monkey.
Anyway, ended up being homeless.
Oh.
No,
So
joking.
it's taking a turn for the worst.
What? Couldn't even get into like a tree hostel or anything like that.
That's the problem. And
Oh God.
ended up homeless. Got in with some tramps.
I don't know where to start.
Come on.
Yeah, so he's knocking about with some tramps and stuff. You know, sharing drink and what have you around a little fire. They broke into some home, not sort of squatted.
Right, so
Into
I'm not
the flat.
homeless anymore.
Problem was, yeah, he had a roof over his little area he had,
Yeah,
and he goes, "Oh, this is good. This is, we're having a good time. This is sorting me out."
yeah.
He had his
He said
mate.
that in Russian, though. Did he?
But what was he eating?
I don't know. Don't know. It didn't say. But they're in this house.
Well, he could only be eating sort of like, fruit, nuts, vegetables. They classically sort of don't eat, pork pies and.
But they've got
drink
McDonald's
coffee.
in Moscow now, so
Sure.
he probably chowed down on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a bust.
What? I knew this was coming.
There was a bust in the flat that they were squatting in. All the other tramps sort of knew what was going on, legged it, left little chimps out there, got arrested. And they thought it was a real fella at first. They were like, get him, he's obviously just a scruffy bloke who hasn't had a shave and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hasn't shaved his back for a
Yeah.
while.
Or his face.
Yeah.
His head.
Got him down the station, and the boss was like, what's going on here? We've got a monkey here. He was like, what? So you arrested the monkey?
Well, so the arresting officers hadn't noticed all the way to the station that he kept slipping out of the handcuffs and was going for the entire journey. They didn't notice till they got there. What, did they put a hood over his head maybe and just like,
I don't know. I'll give you the story if you want. There's the headline.
What is it? What's the headline, Steve? I don't want to see it, but...
The headline, this is once again from supposedly reputable news organisation Ananova, homeless monkey arrested in Russia.
Did you read on, or did you see the headline and make up that whole story?
It's most of it is there.
What
Most of
isn't there? What bit isn't there then?
No, I think Steve can have a look over it, check it out and stuff.
Point
But
out the
it was-
embellishment for me, Steve, will you?
Well, what it doesn't say is that the police didn't realise it was a monkey.
That's what I was guessing. Really? That they got it back and they said, what are you doing? We've got a monkey here. And they go, yeah? Yeah. Oh, God.
There's some more monkey problems in the week. Have you seen the Alfords advert with monkeys in?
No.
There's a new advert out for Alfords selling bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Got some monkeys in it. It's caused an uproar.
Why?
People are saying it's dressing them up in tracksuits and that is
Taking the mickey out of Manchester.
it's not nice for the animals and that. So there's been loads of
Will they
complaints
get a
about
free
it.
bike or something, do they, I imagine?
I think they kept the tracksuits.
Yeah.
But,
Shall I
that's-
record
that's the
after
thing
this
now.
cheeky freak of the week?
No, I'm just saying we're not doing this to sort of, again, take the mickey out of the animals and stuff. These are true stories and that. But yeah, coming next, Freak of the Week. Freak of the Week's coming up now.
Oh, cheeky freak of the week.
Right, well, we've had some interesting things we've been looking at. This week, it's about the strangest couple that ever got married.
And we've had 2 sets of chimps, so it's stranger than that. Oh, it's not Dale Winton and Nell McAndrew, is
It's
it?
not your parents, is it?
Well, we're going back again to about, I think this is about
Something like that.
1940.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Not important.
Strangest couple, a fella, right? He had skin of a lizard,
Yeah, the skin of a lizard, okay.
and the woman who he
Which he
married,
used as a condom.
the
yeah.
woman who he married,
Yeah.
airiest woman ever,
Right.
and that was their act. They used to tour the world, and they'd say, it's like, couple who've met, they're having a great life. Let's get them out on stage. Here they are. And they'd
What do
pop
you mean
out.
he had a skin of a lizard, first of all?
That's what it said. He had some sort of some illness.
So he was called Lizard Man, and you like that because it was good description.
I thought that's good.
I'm
Let
here,
me know.
I'm here. Hello, we've booked a table for 2. Who are you meeting? I'm meeting Lizard Man. Oh, he's over there.
Yeah.
You know he is, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Look
meeting
out.
the hairiest woman in the world. She's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did they do for their act?
Now, bear in mind that we had some Siamese twins last week, and their act was having a bath.
Yeah.
So I hope it's an improvement on that.
What did Lizard Man? He came out and ate some flies, did he?
I don't really know. I just think they stood there and that.
Yeah, when you read this and it goes the most interesting fact ever, Lizard Man, and you go, that's enough. That's enough. I can extrapolate from that.
But straight away I'm thinking, right, I wonder if they got the wedding photos. Right? And then, like it said that they had a kid.
Oh, what would that be like? Half
Exactly,
lizard, half.
that's
It'd be
what I
like
was
an
thinking.
ostrich, wouldn't it? It would sort of like.
That's what I was thinking.
What do you think it would come out like, the baby?
I didn't think what that looked like. I just was thinking, parents' evening. Do you know what I mean?
You wouldn't want them coming up to the school, would you?
So,
Well, that's
so
the
little
problem.
Johnny, who starts off relatively normal, he's quite good at, he's good at nature,
Yeah.
isn't he? And his mum and dad come into the room and they'd be looking round, wouldn't they?
Well, it's always like that thing at school when, like, you find out your mate's mum and dad are really old.
Right,
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
When you go, have your gran and granddad bought you?
Yeah.
It's my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And you go, oh.
It is weird.
What's that we're talking about? He calls him mum. What was that? Oh, sorry.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no,
like-
that's always strange.
I
If
just-
you had Godzilla and King Kong as your parents,
Yeah.
and it was
And they're
like you
always
say,
fighting.
They're always fighting, and like you say, if you're in a school play or something, you wouldn't tell them, would you? You wouldn't want them coming up with a video camera.
He didn't tell his parents he was in the. When we were,
Well, exactly.
You did Little Donkey. You didn't tell your dad, did you? And he came along and videoed it.
Yeah.
Was
kept
that-
it quiet, don't want them to know anything.
But you didn't. What was it? It was meant to be playing. You had a little drum, didn't you?
Yeah, I was doing, I had a little drum. I think it was meant to be playing We Three Kings.
Yeah.
But he started doing Little Donkey and I thought I can add a touch to this.
Sure, you improvise.
Started playing along
It was like the
with
first
Yeah.
remix, wasn't it?
It went down well. But yeah, that's all I was thinking with the Freak of the Week this week. That's what I'm saying about Freak of the Week. It's to get people thinking, right? Thinking how lucky they are that, they don't have to...
Comb their face. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Freak of the Week is to let people know how lucky they are.
Just...
What about the little freak you're talking about? What are they thinking? They're going, oh, he's talking about me. I'm a little hairy lizard man on a stick.
Pop in, give us a call. That's what I'd like to do on a TV programme. That's what I want to do. I want to go and meet these people and say, right, let's just go shopping. Let's, we'll film what your normal day's like.
Yeah.
Let's pop out, nip into Sainsbury's or whatever.
Yeah.
Buy a comb. or
Park
whatever.
right up close to it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what you're saying is you just want to get a little message out there, which is that there's always someone worse off than you.
Well, there's proof of that in this room. You know what I mean?